Welcome again to the channel, Life with Jennifer JM, and I am your girl, Auntie Jen. Yes, drinking up my green juice, strong up the whole body. Yeah. Anyway, my viewers, my friend, I'm a subscriber. Big things are going down at Westmoreland Western, my people. Yes. Oh, my Jesus. A big old dirty disgrace they have on TikTok. They don't know. Venesha Phillips, she run out now. And I come try to defend Moreland Wilson. Because she a campaign manager and all kind of something. And them a lick out pan Myles and James. You say, sort of sweet me, them a lick out pan them, you see. Serve on the right, on did run gone. But all on the day they chat, if I know Myles and James, I don't have no seat in a parish council. At the same two PMP we cross over, I can have 2 seats in a Westmoreland Parish Council. So them I look on it and I say, if I know for them, why I don't know. I'm going to hear what Venesha Phillips she have to say, brother. I want to listen to this, yeah.
We all are just so disgusted and even shocked, right, about everything. A lot of persons are saying, including myself, we are saying that is a bad precedent being set by the party, because we would have seen what happened with the challenge for South Manchester with Robert Chin, and now we are seeing the same thing happening with Moreland Wilson, and we really not appreciate how Gensec is handling these matters. Mind you, we have no issues with challenges because we know that it's a part of the political process. But after the sounding, a sounding happened down there, and we thought that after the sounding, then we were on the right track going forward with MP Wilson, because everybody knows that, there is some people always disgruntled. Even the best MP, everybody say my MP Anne-Marie Vaz is the best, yet still we have people up there with disgruntled same way, because they might not get them personal wishes or them road or whatever. Right? So it would have been no different for Moreland. It would be the same like any other MP. Because even the prime minister, as good and bad as him is, him have disgruntled people in his constituency. I am 100% sure of it. Right? So I am wondering what is really fueling, other than the fact that it looked like James and Myles definitely crossed the floor for come undermine the seat. What is really fueling this thing down there? Because as a neutral person go down there, you have been on the ground for a while. Maybe you can give shed some light, because I think Moreland wasn't paying attention and wasn't seeing that these people were stabbing him in the back.
I don't think he wasn't paying attention. I think he was a person.
Kevin Murray and Duba. I don't even remember Duba correct name now, because Duba couldn't win theme division. So I don't even remember what name right now.
It's not that Moreland wasn't paying attention. Moreland was just being a good Labourite and a responsible MP. So when the party would have put to him that these two persons, are coming across, that he accommodated them, and being on the ground, hearing from the Labourites, some of the Labourites said, Mr. Wilson, we warned you that we didn't want them, and you beg us to vote for them. So they won their divisions because Moreland Wilson actually beseeched Labourites to take them and to trust them. I'm disappointed in my two colleagues, because let me tell you, coming from the PNP, they would understand how this, don't hide behind a democracy, how this can break a seat. And you cannot convince me otherwise, and I know I'm not breaching party protocol by saying that their intentions are definitely not good. You can get voice notes that Kevin Murray named himself in the voice notes, and they're out there, where he basically said that James told him that he's being forced or pushed to do this, which is a lie too, because we have similar voice notes of him basically saying he didn't want to run off because he was promised the seat. So, but these are things that are unfortunate, but it's the cut and thrust of the politics. But Moreland, more substantially, Moreland would have done what many thought was impossible, including myself, because Westmoreland, and this one in particular with Wickham McNeil, was thought to be, because of Norman Manley's association with the seat, the bastion of the PNP. This is the pride of the PNP now, you know. And so the truth be told is that you see, I have seen with my own two eyes a PNP contractor present at a JLP gathering to discuss this issue with Moreland. And I asked the question when somebody asked me if I knew the man, what was he doing there? I can call him name because I saw him there. I saw Melbourne Garden there. I know Melbourne Garden to be a comrade. Very good comrade who not even Jesus will change. But him very much involved in this. So you have to be suspicious. And I'm sorry if I'm going to get into trouble. I'm very fine being just a supporter. But I think it is wrong what is happening because Moreland won the sounding. So they say there was a poll. Share the poll. Because our understanding is that Moreland was ahead in that very poll of even James. So if he's ahead, why go into a runoff? Not a problem. But the truth be told is in that sounding, you say you spoke to Moreland when they did the yes-no vote in January. Moreland won it. Do you know Moreland had no role in the yes-no? He was told he could not mobilize and he did not provide the councillors and the caretakers, the very ones you see ganging upon him, were the ones who were allowed to mobilize. They were the ones who also helped to vet the list, although they say it's a list that Moreland sent. I'm his campaign manager in this. So this is my standing to speak to you. I'm not going to try to breach party principles. I understand democracy, but it is hurting a seat that this young man has fought so hard to make history with and has done. It's wrong. Labour writes it wrong. And these guys don't have no good intention. I mean, tell you the truth because you hear it. When you go to people from day one, they tell you when you're canvassing them that Myles and James tell them don't trust Moreland and them they just come over here. Them they just come over here, you know. And they were telling them they already sowed them seed and they never worked with him one day. Both of them closed their office, their council offices, when they won. And they have never worked with Moreland Windsor for a day since they came across. What kind of nonsense is that? Not even for a day. And you can canvass every single Labour right down here. The people don't like it. But they are confused because they are being told that this is what party wants. And I don't believe that.
Venesha, Miss Phillips, 1 minute, the genuine one. 1 minute, guys. Is 1 minute. What I want to say is, if it's not last week, it's 2 weeks ago, I was in a private group. And I said the very same thing. I said to them that this undermining is not coming from party. But they... Them tell me point blank, say if party never sanction it, Myles and James couldn't be doing it. So you have a lot of persons out here who are very angry with Dr. Chang and Wheatley because persons are telling me that they have been seen with Dr. Wheatley with James, right? And saying that and the narrative on the road is that they are giving their support to James. So a lot of persons within the party is definitely saying that and believing that it is from PNP, Kizzy. Me come from PNP and on your live, because lives are shared. Let me just say it. You're not no more Labour right than me. Me's a Labour right. Me not a crossover. Me's a Labour right. So me have a Labour right position. And I've said to these guys already, look here now, if only they just vex with the PNP and come, I came not on a transaction, but by conviction. I believed in what Andrew Holness was doing. I believed the JLP is the vehicle, and that's why I'm here. Nobody couldn't pay me to come here. Nobody couldn't offer me a position for come here. You understand me? Because that's the decision that I took. Yes, you know, I met you when you were fully geared in PNP colors. Of course. And even then, we connected and clicked, and I knew. I swear, every time I always tell people, I said, if Venesha crossed the floor, it is 100% genuine because when she was on the other side, she was genuinely there. You were not one of them who come at East Portland who did a try undermine. You never rise. So I know genuinely that you were there wholeheartedly, and when you come across, you took your time, you made your case, and you don't come across for no whim like the rest. So I know you are doing PNP in a JLP business in a one way where hurt my belly. Because you see, if I was in the PNP, this is how I would have been defending the PNP. Right? So you see me, I'm 100,000% Labour right now. Do not expect concession from me, or do not expect me to put my mouth on ground, because it's not going to work. Correct. You understand? Them guys, and I don't care how they feel about this.
it is wrong, and them know so them not have no good intention. Kizzy, you don't come moments before an election and do something like this. You are trying to mash up the seat to give PNP advantage.
Right. 100% correct. Casco should jump off of the live, wanna share the live tour. Maybe she'll get busy.
Yeah.
Oh, Miss Venesha, good afternoon.
Afternoon.
So you sit and talk to Dr. Chang about this?
No, I've not had it. Well, I don't have a standing. No, I'm Moreland's campaign manager. I don't even know the extent. I have to look at the party's rules because remember, I'm learning those as I go, right? Because how I came in, it was last year, August, Moreland asked me to do some canvas in his seat, right? At that time, by the way, and that's why I said Kizzy's not that he wasn't paying attention. He would have shared with me that he heard the rumors. But at the end of the day, if the party say them coming over, him have a duty as the MP to, accommodate. And he opened up his arms and his heart to them. And he was struggling to connect with them. And he asked for my help. And I went in and I was doing the canvas. When I did the canvas, Kizzy, he was in a good way. I shared what I learned in the canvas with persons in the secretariat. I did that in Kingston to say, hey, Moreland can actually create second history. He needs some road and some areas need some water, and the usual welfare issues. To be honest with you, it's not that it's not important, but I didn't belabor it because every seat have that you're not gonna have enough to get everybody what they want. Let me tell you that no politician will. So when I hear the cries about me beg you one tank and give me what Mr. One PMP with one, I say, well, remember the MP still have to be balanced. And you know how long me wait for this package? Me say the resources. I try to explain even as I canvas, but I take the people's honest feedback because that's the only way to help. And I went and I sat and discussed this canvas with him. I brought people from Pappy Division, so it was not his people, so he couldn't color the canvas. And I got nothing more than anxiety from the people. Moreland, it's too hard. In take a crossover them over here. I say, remember me a crossover too. You have to do that with them.
Yes, and worse.
And let me tell you, they now work with him. Then so people started to give that feedback from in the canvas. Moreland had this from last year before conference, and he tried to meet with them, and if they're honest, they will speak the truth, right? And they never, ever, ever cooperated. They never did. And so if they came over here genuinely, if James come over, you think James could have left JLP and go a PMP and do him doing a JLP?
No, him couldn't do it. And that is why I am saying, how is our secretariat, how are they accepting and allowing this? Could never do it. Look what happened to Dennis Meadows. Dennis Meadows blunder once. I'm from Mark Goldman and Dashiman. You don't even hear him. That Dennis Meadows, they are trying to commit suicide.
We don't know what the part there.
Yes, it was in the news. I said it himself.
Lord Jesus.
Dennis Meadows said it himself. It was in the news. In the man know if he do it himself.
Let me tell you what I can speak about openly. And you see me, one thing I can tell them, me not tell lie for none of them. I remember walking in Paul Island with Moreland right after Raphael, giving out the welfare packages to the persons who were affected by the floods. Myles joined us on that walk, and I witnessed with my own two eyes, right on the walk in front of Moreland, and Moreland now see came and talk to the people them. Myles stand up there. Basically, Moreland to the people them.
Which hurricane was there?
Paul Island. Raphael,
Yes,
November.
It's not Raphael. Oh, Raphael?
November.
Yes. No, Beryl was July.
Beryl was July. Remember, so we'd have a tropical storm.
Raphael,
yes.
Remember, me not there, man. No, we take that with
yes.
Miss Phillips, you think the party don't trust this scene? So they don't care what happened?
I think it's a bad approach, but if they don't trust it because it has been with the PNP for over 40 years, that's all the reason to support Moreland. Because, let me tell you, the biggest pain point, and Kizzy, later on, I'm going to share with you just how to check the numbers for a 10-year cycle, which is what I sat down with Moreland and did. Yes, PNP, if you not listen, I'm not going to train me. I'm Michael Bundy and Portia, so when I can vex if you don't want. Me sit down and take Moreland 10 years back, 10 election cycles back. And I showed him the trajectory. If the Labour Party was paying attention to this particular seat long time, they would have won it a long time ago. So trust Moreland's instinct and trust the people of Western Westmoreland. Top mash up his seat. Moreland can win the seat. That is what Ian Hills is not on the ground. Every minute you see him do one drive through on Sunday and go cook on one corner because this is how the PNP has treated this seat. They believe that Westmoreland Western can be satisfied by $5,000 and rum and feel good. And that's the same approach James attacked, by the way. Last night we got phone calls with people getting case of water, case of drinks. May I tell you, anything I'm telling you I can prove. Case of water, case of drinks. The people who went to that meeting, the feedback came out of it about getting $5,000 of petrol and them kind of something. Listen to me, you don't need to do that in an internal race because that means you don't plan to win the general election because you will not be able to sustain that.
Hey, plan, stop interrupting. The people I'm upset because Venesha was about to tell us what happened on the walk when Moreland wasn't paying attention.
Okay, about people. I have a question for you. Hold on the plank, right on your question.
Venesha, go back to the wall.
Yes, if you hear what happened on the walk, please, guys.
Let's talk to your plank, protecting Jim. I want to hear Venesha vibe.
What happened on the walk, Ben?
Yeah, we went on the walk in a place called Paul Island. And when we were passing through Paul Island, giving out the packages in November, in Raphael time, Myles joined us there. And let me just tell you something. You see, like, Moreland will stop and talk to you.
Oh, Lord, somebody a Calvin. What Calvin?
And say, see, I see the damage you get and give it space. You hearing
No,
me?
the internet. Your internet the chip just now. You said yes, the signal kind of bad then. You said when he's on the walk, like he stop and talking to me.
Yeah, man. For each person, so like him stop and talk to you. As Moreland move off, Myles would say, "Now listen to him now. Now listen to what him have to say." You understand? Now listen to him. That's not what he have to say. I mean, you know. And then when I checked it, this was one of the PNP's strong areas. And that's why he was doing what he was doing, because the people them know him. Right? So it was a strong, but listen to me, Kizzy. The canvas is now showing in Paul Island, and this is what is disturbing them. Go back to Ian Hill's page, look at his Paul Island tour. That is supposed to be one of the PNP's biggest area. And let me give you the joke. They are panicking now because Paul Island is now in the middle. Moreland Wilson has endeared himself to those people. And I remember in November, and I told Moreland the same night, so you can call him back. Something happened. Keep it to your chest. What I want you to observe, because I don't live here with you. When you go to Paul Island, please do not go with Myles. I said that to Moreland, and I'm saying it on your live so it can go back to Myles. Okay?
May I ask a question now? What is the criteria for runoff? Because I'm seeing this runoff too quickly, and I'm wondering if they need to revise the criteria. Because for me, if someone switch from one political party over to the GLP, there must be some timeline in which you can challenge. Right? I don't believe it.
Yes.
That's what. Yeah.
Yes. But they have not worked with him. They are his counselors. And they don't work with him. They don't work with him at all. As a matter of fact, the secretary for the constituency would have got into it with James, who she told him to his face, I have you on record saying that you have not been on the ground. So I have the record. And so he has not been on the ground because he was waiting on the seat, because according to him, that's his arrangement, you know. And it's very wrong, because you don't try to break up a seat that, you know what happened? If it hurt the PNP, them, you know, this particular seat, why does it hurt PNP so bad? As I've said to you, it has history with Norman Manley. The parish itself is a pain point for PJ Patterson, because remember, Patterson was down here Westmoreland, and I don't think JLP paid attention, you know.
So, on hear the whole story, Garfield, James, and Ian Myles. over plot. A long time it a go on too. A long time them a do it. So you hear Venesha Phillips, she come out and she attack. Moreland is leading and Moreland not leading. Moreland is not leading, and that's why they want to change it. So you better go down there going like a 3-year campaign manager. You push Moreland and you do this and you do that. Nonsense you try shot Venesha Phillips. Nonsense. Moreland is way behind Ian Hales. And if it had not been for Garfield James and Ian Myles, Moreland Wilson never ever have one, not even one council seat. So, maybe they talk about the GLP, this and that. They know exactly what they're doing. They do a canvas and they know what is happening on the ground. But anyway, listen to these people.
Myles say he wants to be mayor. You get me? So Moreland know about this from the get-go. But as Venesha said, Moreland take them in and say, you know, he's an MP for everybody. And see there now? See there? See there? Right now, the people them down here confused because they have a set of people going around that tell the people them say, Moreland is out. What kind of nonsense that? What kind of nonsense that? Eh? The man is still a member of parliament. Right? And they have a set of people that go around. A matter of fact, James have a set of people that go around and I tell the people them say Moreland is out and they must vote for him. Because there's supposed to be an exercise Sunday. Sunday coming, they're gonna have a runoff delegate votes, right? You don't do that. You don't do that. Right? That is a straight that is straight undermining for the MP. Straight undermining. And this happened right under the nose of the General Secretary because he is the instigator. I mean, I don't care if you want to hear. Him and Dr. Wake are the instigator of all of this. Every minute they come down here and they have meeting in the constituency behind the MP back. Meetings on top of meetings. Right? So by the time you have to wonder if the General Secretary is a comrade. I'm afraid to say it. I say it right here, so. Right? Because how can you do something like that? Eh? You don't undermine a sitting member of parliament like that. The same thing they do with Robert Chin over South Manchester. Right now, Ian here is supposed to sit down and smile. Because what them do? They split the constituency. So late in the game. And I hear somebody on here say, ask about the protocol and the procedure at the party. And it's correct. Because there must something in the constitution can say, okay, after May 31st, how you gonna have a runoff? How? Eh? How you gonna have a runoff? Remember now the business of the party would have taken place where money would have issued for CDF and all of them something. Right? How now? You know when the election is due in September. You are going or maybe in July. Because you know Andrew.
So you hear the banga please. Westmoreland Western. You must just sit down and laugh now. And tell me when I think about the whole heap of bangarang master. And more bangarang are taking a JLP, you know must go down, trust me. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. Life with Jen for JM. I am your girl Auntie Jen. Catch you the next time. Bye.